Imagine living your life after 50 and feeling energized and excited about your future. Welcome to the Women in the Middle podcast, the podcast for women who are ready to figure out what they want and create the life they deserve. Here's your host and master certified life coach, Susie Rosenstein.
Hey there, today's episode is all about figuring out that you love hosting retreats and an invitation to an upcoming retreat to Costa Rica. Let's go. Welcome back to the podcast Women in the Middle. I'm your host, Susie Rosenstein, your master certified coach and midlife mentor, and I am so glad to be here with you again for this week's episode, which is about a midlife journey to hosting women's retreats and why opportunities like this are so special for midlife gals. Even though it may seem obvious, figuring out what you love to do, it isn't always that easy. Now, I have a feeling that's not a surprise to you. And that's a huge theme in this podcast, Women in the Middle. It's so common for stuff that is usually thoughts to get in your way. Stuff gets in the way, and your thoughts are usually responsible for this. But today you're going to hear how the retreat idea came through loud and clear. Specifically, today you're going to hear a little bit about two individual journeys to figuring out that you love gathering women together and hosting retreats. And you'll also hear a special invitation. We will be inviting you to come along with us in our upcoming retreat to Costa Rica. So if you are curious about that, don't change that dial. I know you don't really have a dial, but I know at our age, you know exactly what I mean. So let me introduce my amazing guest and co-retreat partner to you. Her name is Stephanie Flanders-Martin. Stephanie has 9 years experience in the wellness industry after a 32-year restaurant career. So already you know there's going to be an interesting story here. Stephanie co-owns Tree of Life Yoga Studio and specializes in myofascia yoga blended, restorative, and vinyasa flow classes. Now, I hope I said all those things properly. Forgive me if I didn't. As a 500-hour certified yoga medicine therapeutic specialist, she's advancing toward her 1,000-hour certification with extensive training in trauma-informed practices and myofascial release. Alongside her husband, she also co-owns Team Referral Network franchises, combining wellness expertise with professional networking. When I met Stephanie, I was absolutely delighted when she suggested a retreat that we could create together by gathering women in a beautiful setting like Costa Rica. So without further ado, here's my interview with Stephanie, and of course, more information about our retreat together, which is called Unwind and Recharge, Finding Joy in the Slow Lane. So please enjoy this interview. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Women in the Middle podcast.
Hi, Susie. It's good to be here.
I am so happy you're here, and I'm so excited to be doing a retreat with you coming up in January 2026. So I want to start by asking you to tell us all about how you got started in this retreat business and your yoga business and all the things you do. And then we will go on and talk about the opportunity to go on a retreat with us in Costa Rica. Our retreat is called Unwind and Recharge, Finding Joy in the Slow Land. So take it away. Stephanie, tell us a little bit about what's been going on for you and how you ended up doing all this fun stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Susie. Well, I got started when I practiced yoga since I was 29, so for many, many years, and I love the practice. One thing I've learned over the years is how my body reacts to yoga. It tends to enjoy the practice, and so as I've aged, I've continued to, ebb and flow with the practice, but I learned at about 50 that this was kind of the best medium for my body for movement. I was in a workshop. I think I was 50. I just turned 50 and went to this workshop with these two famous yogis, Jessamine Stanley and Dana Falsetti. And I really connected with Jessamine and had a great conversation with her. And one of the things I learned from her was, if this is what I really want to do, that what's stopping me, and really what had stopped me was my own, barriers was, I'm 50. Why? Who wants to practice with me? I'm too old, all those kind of things. So with her nudging, I went home immediately, found a program, And I had turned 51 by the time I got certified. So I, of course, can't stop with just that. What do I do next, right? I opened a yoga studio in 2018,
As one does.
as one does, right? Like, why not? And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But I was looking for ways to continue to build this beautiful community because women were practicing with me. I had a few men, but women were practicing with me that looked like me, middle-aged women. And so I wanted to do more around gathering this community. So two of my values, Susie, are community and adventure. So let's put those two together. Why not, right? So we started our first retreat. We took a group to Thailand, had a complete blast, and I was hooked. And that year we did one international retreat and two stateside retreats. And from there we, did we couldn't do retreats in 2020, of course, because of COVID. But we did go ahead in 2021 and start doing retreats. We just had to do them a little differently until we were able to kind of get back into the routine. So I've continued to host retreats throughout the world. We've done Africa, we did Greece, Thailand, Guatemala, and this year we're taking a group back to Thailand and then Bali in the future. So
Wow, I just love that story so much. And you, like so many other amazing women, you had to trust yourself to take a risk, to start something new, to become this kind of an entrepreneur, and to certify in something else where you thought it was a little odd to be as old as you were, not the perfect age in your mind, even though it is the perfect age, because who at our age couldn't use a little yoga? And now a little adventure too. I also had that realization that gathering midlife gals was essential. It kind of surprised me when I first started coaching midlife women in 2014, and I just heard over and over again that women don't seem to have, many of them don't have the friendships that they thought they would have at this age, or something substantially changed with their relationships because of a move or because their kids grew up and out of the house or because of a divorce or a death or something, right? And another thing I started to hear was that so many women are caring for their aging parents. It's very intense. And it's often a period of time where it's difficult to maintain other relationships in the same way that you used to, because it can be all consuming and very stressful. So that's why I created the Women in the Middle Academy to have a significant emphasis on relationships. And some of the newest research that has come out of Harvard there was this longevity study that went over 70 or 80 years. I forget the details, but I'll put the link in the show notes. That one of the most significant things you can do that's related to happiness is to work on the quality of your relationships.
right. Well, have you read the book Blue Zones, Susie, where they
I
talk about that?
have,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and I think that really speaks to what we both do, right? We gather people in community because we need to be nourished, and that's one of the things I'm really excited about this retreat is, and gathering our two communities together, and hopefully some of our listeners want to join us, but gathering that together to really hold that container for women of space, of time, of friendship, of just being together, of maybe escaping home for a little bit and being able to kind of be in this travel adventure or get to do something unique and fun. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh my gosh, I am too. So this is what's so fun about this. I've done a couple of other retreats. My very first one was in Toronto, very small. It was with a handful of women from my community, and it was the first time I had done anything like that over a weekend. And then the next one I did was an online retreat during COVID, wah wah. But it's not that online retreats can't be fun, they can, but that one, it was a sign of the times. And then just before COVID, maybe I have these out of order. I do, I have them out of order. Just before COVID, I did a retreat in Palm Desert, California. And that was a little different for me, but I had family there and I had been there several times and it was pretty fun. I knew what I could create there because I had familiarity with the area. And then last year I did my first cruise related retreat. We cruised in the Caribbean out of Florida, and it was a lot of fun. So I was hooked. I could see the benefit I could see how relaxed everybody is and how much fun it is to meet women that you've been working together with on Zoom for a long time. And to finally see each other in person, the heights are always so funny. Oh my gosh, you're so much taller than I imagine. Oh my gosh. When they see me, I'm only 4'10". It's like, whoa, you're definitely a little smaller than we expected. It's so much fun to meet people in person and to be in community like that. So when I had an opportunity to do this with you, I thought, wow, it really would be interesting to bring your yoga traveling community together with my midlife women who are really working on developing their passion, finding their purpose, finally giving themselves permission to be happy
Mhm.
before they run out of time, to finally focus. And I can see over and over again that one of the main barriers of my community is this mantra we have that we're too busy. We
Yep.
are too busy to read a book, too busy to do whatever it is. And it's not just that we think it, we actually do feel it. And it prevents us from doing so many things or even being open to the possibility that we might be able to do it. So when you asked me, what are the things you really want from a retreat? Right away, I thought of sloths and turtles because they're slow. I'm like, what do the midlife ladies need? What do they need? We need inspiration to slow down, that it's okay to find joy in the present moment. We don't need to be multitasking and running around and doing so many things at the same time. So finding joy in the slow lane became very appealing to me. And you thought, whoa, that's a great idea. And it fits beautifully with what you teach in your community.
Yeah, thanks, Susie. And I don't know if you recently saw I was in Honduras and got to hold a baby sloth.
Oh,
Oh
you
my
know, I
God.
saw that. You
So
posted
cute.
that. I was
He was
all over
so
it.
cute. And what's interesting is if you really look at, and I have a couple of videos, but if you look, the slow movement, it is so slow, you just want to help them move, right? And just taking that time for us to even take a fraction of that, right? And taking that quiet space or finding that quiet space to do some of that. Really one of the things I think we're going to do together is journaling, is taking that time to just find that quiet space to, really get with our thoughts. We'll do some meditating. We've got lots on the docket. I'm super excited about it.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that in a few minutes for sure. But you know what's so interesting about sloths, that example that you just gave? They're not judgmental about how slowly they are moving. There's no judgment. They're not thinking, oh, I should be crossing this street faster than I am. Yeah, have you seen, there's always an interesting video about sloths on YouTube, and I saw one where this sloth was going across the road. Why does the sloth cross the road? It was just going so slow. And somebody came along and picked him up, and they're very unusual looking, and the way they move is very unusual. But guess what? The sloth is not concerned at all with the speed at which that sloth is moving across the street or moving an arm. When you hold them, what I see from the videos and what I saw from your video is you can really watch that movement of the arm moving out or the leg moving out. They're not judgmental. I remember when I first started to learn about mindfulness, I was given an example about a flower growing. It's the same thing. A flower is not frustrated with the rate of growth. When it finally produces a flower, it's perfectly fine and cool with just growing a leaf.
Mhm.
But but we want that flower to grow already. We want the flower to grow. We want to take beautiful pictures. We want to cut it and put it in a vase. We are much more uncomfortable with the time it takes for certain things to happen in life. And that's why multitasking, and that's why we get so frustrated, and it's why we get so burnt out. We got to slow down.
Yeah, agreed.
Gotta slow down. Okay, so your personal journey was fascinating. I love it when midlife gals give themselves permission to take that first step in the direction that feels aligned. You did that, and lo and behold, now you not only are a yoga instructor, but you have a retreat business as well. So you gather the girls and you provide some yoga.
Yep, absolutely. Yoga,
Yep.
meditation, all the things.
It's a perfect combination. So you asked me, what are the things that are important to me as we develop this retreat together? And one of the things that I love, and as a listener of the podcast, you probably are aware that I love wildlife. And I wanted wildlife and lots of photography type opportunities to be available to us. And I have had the pleasure of going to Costa Rica one other time, way back in 2000. geez, I think it was 2011 maybe or 12, something like that. I was blown away with how lush and green and the rainforest and the animals, the wildlife, everything. It was just so many things going on, including whales, just saying, and so many things to look at, so many beautiful animals to experience and learn about. And then the other thing you asked, and again, no surprise if you're a listener, creativity is very important to me. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. There will be doodling, there will be Zentangle, and it will be inspired by one of the most beautiful places. I've never stayed in a resort like this. When you saw the yoga area, I know your eyes lit up, and I imagine us doodling in that space too. Do you want to explain a little bit about yoga and the pavilion and all of that?
Yeah, so the yoga shala, it's called a shala for yogis. It overlooks the ocean. We're up kind of on a, I would say almost on a cliff, but not really, maybe up on a more of a mountain edge. And it overlooks the water. So can you imagine getting up in the morning and do just the slow, gentle flow? So I teach more of a hatha style yoga, which is just slow movement, intentional movement, and then taking time to just breathe. And that's one of the important parts of a yoga practice is breathing. So we'll, do some breath work, we'll do some slow, gentle movement. And then at the end, of course, can you imagine having a yummy shavasana where you're just laying on the floor, having the ocean breeze brush over you? Close your eyes and think about it. How amazing is that going to be? And then next to you are this community of beautiful women that want to be there to hold space for you as well. So.
Ugh. That's it. And I have to say, I don't practice yoga regularly. I don't know anything. I've gone to a couple of classes. And so one of my concerns was because it's not something I talk about all the time in my community, although it has been a piece of every retreat I've done. I've had a yoga instructor in to do that portion. It hasn't been something I'm very familiar with. So if that's something you're concerned about, it's not going to be difficult yoga. It's not going to be the kinds of things that you need to be super experienced with, or that you have to take any classes. You don't need any of that. You can be present and learn some things, and it'll be fine. It'll be relaxing. You'll be able to stretch. It was one of my concerns. I don't want to feel stupid or out of place, and you won't. You won't at all.
Yeah, no, I think the important thing if you're a yoga teacher is to watch your community and see where they're at and then make those adjustments as you see how your community is moving. So we'll definitely make those adjustments as we go.
So the thing is, at the heart of this experience that we're planning, we really are on a mission to help you slow down, like honestly. So if you want to go ziplining, that's fine. It's not going to be one of the activities that we have planned, but there will be time for you to do that. Now notice, ziplining is fast and it won't be included. Plus, I got stuck on a zip line in Costa Rica and needed to be rescued. And I don't feel the need for speed in a zip line capacity. But if you want to do that, you can. Oh, honestly, I did have to get rescued. And by the way, it was over 600 feet in the air over a giant canyon or whatever. Ooh, it was something. My kids thought it was hilarious, but I did not. I kept thinking my eyes were closed. I was dangling in the wind. It was breezy up there. I was all alone, scared to death. My eyes were closed. And I kept thinking, my son has a GoPro. I do not need to open my eyes.
Oh boy.
So anyway, our mission is to help you slow down and to recharge. Like that is the point. We want you to relax and recharge and have time to foster these meaningful connections, have time to gab. You're not going to be running from workshop to workshop. It's nothing like that at all. We're going to be doing mindful doodling using the Zentangle method and activities to unlock creativity and mindfulness. You do not need to be an artist. You don't need to know anything. It's going to be step by step. It's not complicated. It's not heavy duty. It will be lovely and light, and you will feel creative even if you don't imagine yourself that way. There will be community connections. As I said, lots of time for that. You're going to start a conversation and finish it. I always hate when I go to these things and it's just too busy and I'm meeting all these great people. And I don't have time to complete thoughts or I forget what I was talking about, There's also going to be some local tours, and Stephanie's going to tell us a little bit about this in a second. And this will really help you connect with the culture. The culture in Costa Rica is beautiful. It's vibrant. Things are colorful. The fabrics, the music. It's just lovely. The food. the wildlife and the landscapes. I was really blown away by that the last time I went, and I left saying something I'd never said before, ever. I said, I'm not finished with Costa Rica. There was just so much there, and that's honest. And then, as Stephanie said, there's daily hatha style and yin yoga to reconnect your body and mind in this beautiful, peaceful setting. So, do you want to share a little bit more about some of the activities?
Yeah. So I think the key thing is community, right? So that's an activity in itself, whether it's just, sitting gazing over the, beautiful veranda on, at the ocean, or we'll be taking a couple local tours. If there's a big rainforest down there, the San Manuel Antonio is the big park there. We're going to go there. We've got a special treat. We're going to a little island, and we've got some activities planned on an island. And then, of course, we can't pass up an opportunity to do one of Susie's favorite things, which is to go whale watching. So we'll
That's
do
right.
that. And I think really the key thing to think about in some of these activities is, the need to feel like I need to do more. Our goal is to help you feel like it's okay to do less, at least during this week where we're all together. So while we just in our society in general, right? It's go, 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 go. We've got to get to the next thing. Our intention for you is to just hold this place to slow down, reconnect, and be together. So those are just a few of the things. We'll start our whole journey in San Jose. So everybody will fly in, meet at our first hotel. We're staying one night in San Jose, and then our transfers will pick us up and take us to the property, which is about 3 hours away. And that's where we'll be for the whole week, is at this property for 8 nights. It's going to be completely yummy and fun. And I don't know, I'm just so excited. I'm really excited.
Well, and I love that you use the word yummy, because honestly, when you see these images, so it's nestled, it's actually nestled. Like, that is the word that describes where this resort is, in a tropical paradise. So it's in the rainforest, and it's luxurious. It's very nice. And it really has this perfect backdrop of the ocean. As Stephanie said, you're high up, but you can walk to the water, and there's just a beautiful pool. Like, it's just stunning. And the other thing is, of course, there's some surprises that we can't mention yet. But I want to tell you a little bit more now about what's included. It's one night hotel in San Jose, as Stephanie just mentioned, because people will be flying in from all over. We need to make sure that we allow time for everybody to get there, because we're not all coming on one plane. There are 8 nights at this beautiful hotel. Most of the meals are prepared with fresh local ingredients, and this is so fun when you're there and you're really appreciating a fruit that you've never seen before, or a special sauce that's so common that you have no clue. Local tours and activities will be planned to experience the best of Costa Rica. As we just said, we're right on the edge of a park that's stunning. And also, there is some time for you to plan. Like I said, if you you want to go ziplining, you can, or if there's something else you want to do, there will be time to do that as well. The tips and transfers to the resort are all included, as are the scheduled activities, and you will have time for proper conversations, really deep connections with like-minded women. So, and if you need a little time alone, you can have that too. But the idea really is to be together and to allow yourself time to hang, to be present, and just to relax, to relax. So what's not included: the airfare to and from Costa Rica, the travel insurance, a few meals to give you the freedom to explore local dining options. As we said, there is flexibility in terms of what you want to do, and the transfer to our first property in San Jose from the airport.
And that property, I did take a look at it, Susie. That property is about 23 minutes away, so it's fairly close.
Amazing. So we're so happy to tell you about this. And if you are curious and have some questions, we would love to talk to you. Don't miss this opportunity to unwind and recharge and reconnect in one of the, I would say, most beautiful places in the world. We're looking at this being not just a vacation, but an opportunity that's transformational. And it's the kind of thing that will stay with you long after you return home. That's our hope. We've both hosted retreats that have created that sort of experience for you. So Stephanie's going to tell you a little bit about what the next step is to learn more.
Yeah, well, the first step is fill out a form on our website. And I know Susie will put that in the show notes. But one of the things that's really important for Susie and I is to make sure we've very carefully put this group of women together. So you would schedule an interview with us after we get your form of interest. And from there, Susie and I would just ask you a series of questions, make sure that you feel like this trip is a good fit for you, but that we feel like you're a good fit for our community trip.
So if you're interested in learning more, we would love to talk to you. Please go ahead and check out our website at www.boutique-adventures.com. That's boutique-adventures.com. You'll see a bunch of retreats there. There is only one Costa Rica retreat, so you can look for that, and it's called Unwind and Recharge. Stephanie will get the information, and then we will reach out and you can book your call. That's what we have for you today. Is there anything else you wanted to share, Stephanie?
No, just super excited, Susie, as we all start booking our airfare and getting closer and closer to the retreat. Creating my packing list, I guess, because I've been to Costa Rica, so I've got to recreate that and get ready to go. Okay, so Costa Rica is coming up quickly. It's January 22nd through the 31st. That's arriving on a Thursday. Again, we'll start in our first location in San Jose and then transfer down to the retreat center, and we'll be there all week, coming back to the airport on Saturday, the 31st. So we look forward to everybody sharing their interest and then letting us have a conversation with you about how you could fit into the retreat.
Amazing. I'm so excited. If this at all interests you, please reach out. It's boutique-adventures.com. We'd love to talk to you and see if we're a good fit. Thanks so much, Stephanie. Thanks for doing this together. I'm thrilled that we are going to have this adventure together too. So excited to be with an experienced travel professional. I would never tackle a retreat like this on my own. And I'm delighted that I'm able to offer this to my community, and I can't wait to meet yours as well.
Great. Thanks so much, Susie. I'm looking forward to it as well.
All the best. Okay, that's it for this episode. If you are curious about our Costa Rica retreat, Unwind and Recharge, Finding Joy in the Slow Lane, please check it out at www.boutique-adventures.com and fill out the form, and that's how you can set up a meeting together. So go to the show notes for the direct link, and we'll hop on a call. All right, that's it for now. As you may know, my focus as your midlife coach is to help you waste less valuable time so you can get on with the good stuff. This is what regret-proofing your life is all about. Remember, being the queen of your brain domain is the best way to be, and midlife transformation coaching is the fastest way to rediscover joy and purpose after 50. If you'd like to see if coaching together is a good fit for you, either in the academy or privately, head over to www.talktosusie.com and book your free momentum call, and we'll chat. And if you want more information about that amazing retreat in Costa Rica, go to www.boutique-adventures.com. For show notes and links, go to www.susierosenstein.com and click on the podcast tab and look for episode 417A. You'll also see a link there for my other show, The Women in the Middle Entrepreneurs, which is all about the reality of running your business when you're a midlife gal, all the stuff that comes up and gets in the way. It's also on iTunes, Spotify, and all the places. Let's do this, ladies. It's time for you to put yourself first, one thought at a time. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll talk to you next week.